All right, welcome to What the Tech. This is the show where we cut through all the noise and tell you what actually matters. And today, we've got a big one. We're talking about a huge shift happening in software right now, one that could literally decide if your company sinks or swims. So, let's dive right in. Okay, let's start with a number. $5.4 billion. What if I told you a company is growing at a 65% clip year over year, and it's all because of AI? That's not a typo. The company is Databricks, and what's happening with them, well, it tells us a completely different story about where AI is taking the software world.
For the last year or so, all we've heard is AI is coming for SaaS. The subscription software model is dead, right? Well, Databricks is basically holding up this massive number and saying, hold on a second. They're proving that AI isn't killing SaaS. No, it's just making it invisible. And somehow that's making it even more powerful. And when you dig into that $5.4 billion figure, it gets even crazier. Look at this. Over $1.4 billion of that is coming straight from their AI products. I mean, this isn't some 5-year forecast or a hope and a dream. This is cash in the bank right now. They're making a ton of money by weaving AI right into the heart of what they already do.
And listen to what their CEO, Ali Ghodsi, has to say. He's basically saying AI isn't eating their lunch. It's just making the lunch line longer. Because the AI is making their tools so much easier to use, it's not replacing users, it's just getting more people to use the platform more often. Think of it like pouring gasoline on a fire. It's an accelerant, not a whole new fire.
Okay, so this gets us to the absolute core of this story. It's this idea of the disappearing UI moat. Forever, the user interface, the UI, was a company's biggest defense. How hard it was to learn their software was actually a good thing for them. It was like a giant moat around their castle. But now, that moat is evaporating.
Let me make this super concrete for you. In the old days, let's say a few months ago, if you wanted to know something from your company's data, you had to find that one person who could write all this complicated SQL code. It was a whole thing. But now, with an AI tool like Databricks Genie, you just ask a question in plain English, like, hey, why did our usage spike last Tuesday? That's it. That shift from specialized code to just talking is a total game changer.
And the CEO nails it right here. Think about massive companies like Salesforce or Workday or SAP. People have built entire careers, spent years becoming experts on those super complex UIs. And that huge investment in training millions of people, that was their moat. That was the thing that made it almost impossible for a startup to compete. So what we're seeing is what you could call the UI moat erosion. It's pretty simple, right? When anyone can just talk to your software, then being an expert at clicking the right buttons in the right order, well, it doesn't matter anymore. The value isn't in the how, it's somewhere else entirely. And that, my friends, is both terrifying and incredibly exciting. Which brings us to the big question. Is this a threat or is it an opportunity? For pretty much every software company on the planet, this is a fork in the road. Is your software about to become invisible? Let's look at both sides. So here's the scary part. The threat is that your product, the thing you spent years designing, just vanishes. It becomes the invisible plumbing that some other cool AI agent talks to. You lose your brand, you lose your direct connection to the customer. Yikes. But the opportunity is huge. If you own the data, the system of record, and you're the one building the smart AI layers on top, then you're not just plumbing. You're building a whole new skyscraper.
And listen, this isn't just about sticking a chatbot on your website and calling it a day. We're talking about a whole new category of software, agent-first systems. Think about it. Databricks built this thing called Lakebase, which is a database designed specifically for AIs to use, not people. And get this, in just 8 months, it's already doing twice the revenue their original human-first product did at the same point in its life. That's a massive signal right there. Okay, quick pause. If you're getting something out of this breakdown, do me a quick favor and hit that like button and subscribe to What the Tech. It really helps us out, and I really want to know what you think. Is this UI moat real? Are you seeing this happen at your job or in your industry? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it.
All right, so we've talked about the big idea. We've talked about why it's happening. Now for the really important part. What do you actually do about it? Let's turn all this theory into a real, actionable playbook. Okay, for all you product and engineering folks watching, here's your 5-step plan. Step 1, you have to have a plan for an LLM interface, like yesterday. This is non-negotiable. Step 2, lock down your core data, your system of record. But, and this is key, build safe, controlled APIs so AI agents can get to it. 3, your metrics are now wrong. You have to start measuring agent usage, not just human clicks. 4. Explainability. You need to be able to see exactly what an AI did and why. Think audit trails. And finally, step 5. You got to start playing with these new agent-first ways of storing data. It's a new world.
And this table here, it sums up the whole strategic shift perfectly. We're going from building databases for humans, analysts staring at dashboards, to building them for AI agents that need programmatic access at insane speeds. The primary user is no longer a person, it's a large language model. That changes everything about how you build it.
So we're going to leave you with a checklist. For any execs or leaders out there, ask yourself these questions seriously. Do you have an LLM interface pilot? Can AIs get to your core data safely? Are you even tracking agent usage or revenue? Is your data architecture even built for this? Look, these aren't just IT questions. They're survival questions. The UI moat is gone. The agent first wave is coming. The only question left is, are you building a bridge, or are you just going to stand there and get wet?